Alright guys, it's Mustang day. I was driving my Mustang the other day and I don't really do pulls in it a lot because I don't want to put unnecessary wear on my engine. And I did a pull and I was like, damn, is this really how fast this car is? It felt like an absolute turd. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting used to driving this car, which makes about 100 more horsepower. But I was like, man, this cannot be what my Mustang feels like. And I popped the hood and I think I found out why my Mustang is so slow. And it has to do with this dirt driveway. Look at this thing. This intake is absolutely smoked. This thing is coated in sand and dirt from my dirt driveway. So today we got a little cleaning project and hopefully it's gonna free up some horsepower. I like working on the Mustang. It's so much more relaxing in this thing. This thing is a headache every time I touch it. The Mustang always treats me right. Believe it or not, this intake used to be red not too long ago. Like right about when I moved is the last time it was cleaned, and this thing is filthy. Oy. It's not even a bit of red on here. Let's see if any. Oh. Just denting it. Oh my gosh, look at this. No wonder this thing's not making any power. It's completely clogged. Yeah, look at this. This is why my car is not making any power. It's not breathing. I wonder how the car is gonna run with the intake off. I'm gonna start it like this and see what it sounds like. Oh, it wants to stall. Not happy. Oh, that intake noise sounds sick. The MAF is not happy. It smells like gas. We're gonna pressure wash this thing. Hopefully I don't blow my intake apart, but this is a job for a pressure washer if I've seen one. Hopefully this clears a bit of it out. What was that? Oh, I have a hole in my hose. Alright. Maybe not the pressure washer. This thing doesn't seem very happy. So I have this K&N air cleaner kit, and it's supposed to be a degreaser that will get off all of the old oil, because what I think is happening is I oiled this filter about a year ago and all that old oil just picked up all the dust and debris and it's sticking to it. So this degreaser should do a good job of breaking that down so it'll come out and the car will be able to breathe again. I don't know how long it's supposed to sit on here, so I'm just gonna douse this. Hopefully it's doing its job. Oh my gosh, I have the worst cramp. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit out in the sun, let it bake, but it's already looking a lot better. Oh, look at the water that came off of it. It's like dookie water. While that is degreasing, I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, no way. Got the battery right on the first try. I'm going to attempt to clean my engine bay because this place is It hit the ground, so it's not going. I'm gonna start prepping the engine bay to pressure wash it. I've never done this before, but I feel like it's a good idea to disconnect the battery so nothing shorts out in case there's any relays that are active or something while water is in the engine bay. Probably should take the battery out completely, but I don't feel like doing all that. It's pretty heavy. Throw a couple bags on this guy. Throw a rubber glove on this guy. Okay, so I have everything important covered up. I have my oil fill cap waterproofed, fuse box here is waterproofed, batteries disconnected and waterproofed, and the intake is covered. So I think this is ready to wash. The intake has probably been sitting for long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray this out before the degreaser gets too degreased. Again, it's also gonna take a while for this intake to dry. You don't wanna put a wet intake on your car. It's bad news. Oh, look at the milk coming out of this. It's like milkshake coming out. I can actually see through this now. This looks really good, actually. This Mustang's gonna be sucking. And now for cleaning the engine bay. I don't have a degreaser per se, but I'm gonna use a little bit of this Meguiar's Gold Class. I don't really need a heavy degreaser because there's not really any grease in my engine bay. I luckily don't have any oil leaks on this car, but it is quite dirty. So this Gold Class, and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of water, and we're just gonna spritz everything down in the engine bay. Oh yeah, this thing was filthy. I used these two brushes and didn't even use all my soapy water, but it looks nice in here, man. It looks like a brand new engine bay. This thing cleans up pretty good for a 20-year-old car. I really don't know what this is. If you guys like, leave in the comments if you can like think at all of what this might be. This damage has been here since I bought the car. I can't imagine anything like coming in contact with this part of the strut tower. It's so strange. But yeah, definitely got a lot of water into the valve covers, so I will not be starting this engine for a while. I'm going to remove this tarp and let it sun dry, and yeah, do not start your car with all this water in here. You'll short something for sure. So I'm gonna let this air dry, and in the meantime, I'm gonna get to work on this rear suspension. All right guys, I got the new ride height set in the rear. It's a much better pinion angle now. We're gonna have a lot more travel in the rear to make more grip. We have a little bit more ground clearance here, but I'm just throwing back in these perches on the spring, so it's gonna add about a ½ inch of ride height. That's gonna help with shock travel a lot, and this thing should drive a lot better. All right, there we go. That's a reasonable ride height. We're not tucking tire anymore. Happy with that. All right, I'm giving this thing a little wash right now. Can't have a dirty car and a clean engine bay. But the air filter is all dry. We have a nice and clean air filter here, but you could just run this, but this is not gonna be waterproof. If you don't have like a water sock or something to cover your intake with, if you drive in the rain, you hit a big puddle, you could run risk of hydrolocking your engine. So the cleaning kit that I have, it's this K&N kit. I'm not sponsored by them, but it does come with this little oiling can. And what you do with this is you just put a nice coat of oil along here. It's nice and red, so it's gonna look cool. And what this does, it is going to help with waterproofing your intake. Just gonna do a nice thick coat of it on here. If you guys were ever wondering why air intakes a lot of time are red, it's because they're oiled to help with keeping water out of your engine. I made a little bit of a mess. Oh, this looks so good. Wow, I'm very happy with how this came out. The red just tops it off. Look how nice this engine bay looks now. It looks like a brand new car. Aside from the alternator wire right there. Test the fan first. Oh yeah. Fan is kicking. My wiring is holding strong. Oh, we're good. Take her for a little test drive, see if she's making power. It feels so much better. Man, I feel like I'm driving a monster truck just by raising the ride height, the ½ inch that I did. It honestly did a lot. I'm not even joking. I feel a throttle response difference. It feels a lot different. This thing must have been breathing through a straw before. Like, the throttle is so much more touchy. I hear the intake. Yeah, it's already flowing a lot more air. I feel it. This thing is not choked out anymore. I had like a restrictor on here before. Yeah, it's making more power for sure. It's a lot snappier. We need cams or something though. It's just not cutting it for me anymore now that I have like the 240 to feel power in. The 240 spoiled me. We need to get boost or something on the Mustang now, I guess. It's still fun. It gets the blood flowing. All right, let's do a little 30 roll here. See if I can get my 1-2 shift. It's the hardest one for me. Yeah, this thing moves. This thing moves. That 3/4 shift was nice. Tradition at this spot. Shift. That was a good shift. That's it. This transmission is so hard to shift. My 3-valve boys know what I'm talking about, but it does not like to shift fast. We laid some dark marks through second gear right there. I can't wheel this thing the same way I wheel the 240. It's a little bit harder. This thing is bossing these speed bumps now that I don't have it on max low. Not even scraping, that's nuts. No flinch. Easy. Look at that, no flinch. It fixed it. It feels a lot better. It was down like 20 horsepower before with how clogged my filter was. This car still doesn't feel very fast though. I think the 240 made me lose track of how fast cars feel. Does it feel quick? Yeah. I can't tell. It feels normal to me.
It's definitely a lot faster, but it feels fast.
Yeah. That's how it should be. This shouldn't be faster than the 240. Like it wouldn't make sense if it was. Because this is...
My stomach dropped. It feels like I got on a roller coaster. You know how like at the beginning of a roller coaster it goes fast?
Yeah. Because when this one hits, it's like, wah! It's not like the 240, it's like, wah! This one's, bah! And and then it falls off as the RPM goes. Because it doesn't have a turbo to spool or anything, it's just instant torque. And look, it drives pretty straight now too. Before it would pull so hard to the right. Look at this garage alignment. I did it in the garage with tape measures.
Get back to the good boys. Where are they? Oh, there they go. There's more.